Hey folks, it's the Red, and welcome back to the Crash 2 N-Tranced No Damage run. So I made a little bit of a whoopsie in the last level. See, I was meant to go on to the next numerical level, which would have been level 12, but as it turns out, that was actually the level to the lower right here on the map. And this is actually the level after that. So, not really going to make a change now, because I've already pretty much said that this is the next level, and by golly, we're going to play it next. So we'll do this one next, we'll do the other one after that, and then we'll go back in order from there. So for now, it's Istanbul. So we have ourselves another Arabian level, and up ahead, a new gimmick waiting for us. Namely these ropes here. When you jump onto them, Crash clings to them, and after a second or so, he automatically slides down them. Since he can't pull himself up on them, we have to jump constantly in order to ascend. You can also hold left and right, while hitting the spin button to move from rope to rope. And then you can press the down arrow to slide down automatically. Now, to show off our new superpower, hold the L button and jump, and you shoot yourself high into the sky. You get some pretty good height out of it. It is a little situational in its usefulness, though, because you don't have much horizontal momentum while you're using it, so don't expect it to replace the double jump anytime soon. There's a hidden path back there, but we'll check that out after we've cleared out the boxes over here. There's an Aku crate behind this fence, and then we're going to ride these magic carpets to the upper left corner to break another hidden box. They kind of have us going all over the place here. Careful of the hot coal on the way down. And up ahead, we're going to have another Crash 3 hand-me-down, namely these monkeys that are juggling the jars. Spin into them once to knock a jar on their head, and again to get rid of them. Alternately, you could just slide into them to get rid of them. And wait for these lab assistants to be moving away from you before you try and attack them, otherwise you're going to wind up getting slashed. I'm pretty sure in Crash 3 they only slashed when they were moving towards you, and they hold their sword at their side when they move away. But anyway, time for the bonus, and here's where things are going to get a little trickier. All of these ropes are over a bottomless pit, so we need to be sure of our movements before we make them. Now, we want to make sure that we are lined up correctly with the boxes before we try and spin our way across, otherwise we might find ourselves plummeting to the ground. And the nitros around here make things a little uncomfortable. The rope that we're about to go to is slightly shorter than the one we're on, so we need to make sure we're a little higher to make sure that we don't accidentally miss it. But other than that, it's not a terribly difficult bonus. It can catch you off guard if you're not ready for it, though. Still, pretty manageable. Okay, so here's where the path continues, but we're actually going to go back and go down that alternate path that we passed up earlier, now that we have all the boxes cleared out up here. Just saves us a little bit of backtracking, so to speak. So we'll jump up here, drop down into the hole, and here's where we'll find a metal checkpoint crate, indicating that there are no boxes along this path that we have to break in order to get the box completion gem. This area is entirely optional. And speaking of things that are optional, we don't actually have to take this Aku mask, because the nitro detonator will take care of that for us at the end. So we'll just skip that. That one-up does look enticing, though. And here is where we've come for, the green gem shard, the third of 4. Alright, so we'll go ahead and hit this TNT crate, stand on this metal crate, and then move towards the explosion so that we don't get dropped into the hot coal down below. And then the chain reaction clears out the boxes so that we can get out of here. And here's where the two... Oop. Okay, that was almost a mistake. When I was trying to do the super jump to show that we are now connected with the upper path. Now, let's carry on. Hit that TNT to break all those boxes over there. Count out 5 bounces here, and let's move on. Here's another familiar enemy from Crash 3, the lab assistants that throw fire at the ground from the windows off to the side. Just make sure there's no fire already on the ground before you attack them. And up ahead, we're going to have more sword-swinging lab assistants. Once again, just hit them from behind. Don't do a super slide here, otherwise you're going to find yourself being thrown straight into this lab assistant, who will be all too happy to slash your pants off. And now we're going to find ourselves into another magic carpet section, and just like in the last one, there's going to be another Aku Aku mask here that's going to make us invincible, and I won't be able to stop myself. So, any hits that I take along the way will still be treated as damage, and we will restart if that happens. Pay attention to the Wumpa Fruit trails, because they always lead to where a box is going to be, so they should never take you by surprise. There are a lot of enemies here, though, so you do need to watch out, as well as some nitros that need to be cleared out. These fire-dropping enemies aren't going to actually do anything while they're on screen, so they're not a threat. And there we go. Pretty painless, and we managed to take out all the enemies before we actually reach them. This freeze crate is pretty helpful for this section because it freezes the enemies so they're not dropping fire on us. Be careful, though, because while they're frozen, they can still damage you if you make contact with them. And there we go, there's our gem, we already got the crystal, and we are done here. So we'll go ahead and save that up. And that's Now It's Istanbul finished. This level surprised me with just how difficult it wound up being. I've got a number of outtakes to share this time, we'll go ahead and have a look at those. And next time we'll play the actual level 12, right down here. Run from the Sun. This is going to be our first of 2 flying levels in this game, but is it going to be as hard as levels prior to this? Stay tuned next time to find out. For now, here's the outtakes of Now It's Istanbul, and I'll see you next time. With the boxes before you try and spin across. You could stop yourself from going down the rope by... Oh! Well, that was a mistake. But there's steel crates blocking the way, so let's... hit this real quick, and then jump to... Oh. Wasn't quite quick enough there. So let's mind our timing here. And there we go. The chain reaction sets off the boxes up top, and now we can jump into the fire. Why not? Now quickly get over here and take out this slot crate before it turns steel. And bounce on the crates. That would certainly help. If you're not positioned at just the right spot... Yeah, that happens. Just be careful because, yeah, one wrong move and you'll be taking a plunge in the lava, just like that. Forgot to hold up. And we've got the, lab assistants throwing fire at the ground. Maybe wait until the fire is out before jumping at them. And you can see it up ahead. Here's where we're going to find our next, hidden gem. Never mind, this is where we're going to find death. To ensure that you don't miss any boxes, you're going to want to pay attention to where the... Oh! Well, so much for being invincible. And you can see it up ahead. We've got ourselves a green gem shard that we are not going to get this time. Pay attention to the Wumpa Fruit trails. They always lead into a box. Oh, yeah, I just ran into that enemy, so that counts as damage. Pay attention to the Wumpa Fruits along this path. They always lead into a box. Oops. And then jump off of the steel crate at the moment it explodes, so that we don't get caught in the explosion at the same time or dropped into the hot coal. And we'll just wind up into the coal anyway. And these enemies aren't going to be a problem, though note that they can... Oh! Right at the end, too. Anything that we get hit by that would count as damage normally will still be treated as such, once we get to that point. Never mind, we didn't even get that far.